So every now and then a headline jumps out at you and you think, wow, that's absolutely crazy. And this one, it went well beyond that. So Johnny Depp, he fears that his ex-wife, AH, will assassinate him. Now, of course, this is supposedly based on a rumor, but I could see this transpiring. So let's look at what they have to say. So hey there. So today we return to that wonderful world of Johnny Depp coverage. But before we get started, May 15th, 2020, we launched our brand new comic, Another Case for the Littlest Umbrella. This is done phenomenally well. This is the way we avoid sponsors, take on the mainstream comics, and do so much more. I'll talk about that at the end of the video, but make sure you check that out if you'd like to help the channel out or just back a good comic book. Thank you. So when I first saw this headline from Mickey.com, I thought, wow, that seems crazy, but I didn't think it was outside of the realm of possibilities. Now think about that, really. It's not outside of the realm of possibility that Johnny Depp would actually fear that AH would have someone come after him, or that somebody might actually be driven to come after him because of all of the stuff surrounding him regarding AH. So when it comes to the place Mickey.com that is putting this article together, they're going to attempt to give you both sides of an equation, saying, hey, Johnny Depp thinks this, but this place over here, they say it's wrong because of X, Y, or Z, and it's really funny how they try to diffuse this. So Johnny Depp is allegedly paranoid that his ex-wife AH is out to get him. Wow, I would be too. So months ago, Johnny Depp filed a $50 million defamation suit against AH. The latter wrote an op-ed piece for the Washington Post. AH said that she's a victim of DV. That's what I'm going to shorten things like that to DV in the piece. Incidentally, if you haven't read that op-ed yet, you definitely should, because it is the crux for the entirety of these lawsuits, and it also violates a 2016 decree wherein Depp and AH are not allowed to talk about one another after their divorce. That is a huge thing, and it really showcases why Depp didn't fire back for the longest time. So yeah, go read that and actually read some of the papers that come up with the divorce too. Like I said, it is eye-opening and explains so much. So continuing, is Johnny Depp living in fear? According to Now to Love, I've never heard of Now to Love, so I cannot speak to the validity of any of their claims, but still, in the article, so we're going to check it out, Depp has been living in tons of fear. Tons of fear, really, as more details about his messy divorce from AH are being exposed. In order to protect himself, the actor has started wearing a bulletproof vest. Now, we already know that he hires quite a few security guards. We know that they go to extremes to protect the man. So, if he is actually wearing a bulletproof vest on top of that, I think that would speak to the climate of fear that a certain person is instilled in him. I could understand that too. I mean, if you've been around an abuser ever, you understand that abusers, they can put you in a certain mindset. You can never feel safe. And beyond that, too, you've seen the extremes certain people have been willing to go to for this person. If they'll lie and they'll destroy a person, how far will they go? Also, how far would somebody go when they're motivating someone, as this statement here says too? He's convinced he's going to be assassinated by AH or some DV, again shortening that, Avenger, and no one can tell him otherwise, the source said. Imagine thinking that, too. He's convinced that this person will try to assassinate them outright. And again, if you think about the fear someone instills in another person, God knows what was said behind the scenes. I mean, when you look at that relationship, who knows what kind of threats were thrown out there? So I could understand the paranoia behind it. Also, this statement, I think within this specific climate, that actually makes more sense. Some DV Avenger. I mean, you've seen how people act these days, and people, they are dying to prove themselves to celebrities. I mean, it was only a few decades back when we saw a certain person decide that they wanted to prove to an actress that they could go out they could take down Ronald Reagan. And I mean, you saw how that stuff worked out. So if you have people that are inspired back then just by the silver screen, imagine how people are inspired by all of these media sources, by these celebrities that are out there 24/7. I mean, if you thought crazy and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs was going on back when, yeah, imagine it in the now. Now, what's hilarious about this article is it tries to refute that, saying, hey, someone else gave this opinion, and this is what they say. And the logic behind this, it is so absurd. I mean, listen to this here. But according to Gossip Cop, the claims made by the tabloid are incorrect. I wonder why. Well, Depp and AH have been self-isolating separately amidst this certain situation out there. You can read it in that. And it's unlikely for the Aquaman star to leave her home just to assassinate her ex-husband. Because that would actually make sense. Oh, well, she's not going to go out and pick up milk or pick up bread, so why would she go out and assassinate her ex-husband? I mean, the way that that's set up, it is so loony. Because, again, that assumes that you are in your right frame of mind if you would go out and do something like that. But continuing, and even if there is no lockdown in most parts of the world, it's unlikely that Depp fears his ex-wife's wrath. That, I don't know if that's true or not. Again, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But the other part of that statement that they made, that part about some DV Avenger actually being motivated to go out and do this stuff, everyone has to be afraid of that happening. Again, you go on social media, you see some of the things that are said. People decide that this person, they are the worst thing in the world. They are the devil. And well, you know what that can motivate? It motivates extremes. And we see some extremes. We've actually seen Johnny Depp actually echo extremes when it comes to politics. So again, on this, imagine what's motivated by AH. Now granted, places like that, they will come up with all types of crazy stuff in order to move magazines. The Globe, for example, the same type of place in a lot of ways. They said last year that Johnny Depp was allegedly leaving America, noting that Depp was ditching America for Russia. Now, there was a source out there that they talked about claiming that he was struggling with his finances. That was actually true. He was having problems with his finances during that stuff, but that was why he was moving to Russia, and that would make a lot of sense. Now, in that, I would have gone with political reasons over that, but okay, financial reasons we're going with. The Insider also claimed that an ongoing lawsuit between Johnny Depp and AH had left the actor feeling emotional and fed up. Now, that actually makes sense. He's actually noted that he's been feeling fed up, emotional, and angry, and like he's wanted to lash out and like he's having to relive all of this stuff over and over again. But they quote Gossip Cop here yet again, saying that it was Depp who filed that lawsuit against AH, so it's unlikely for him to relocate to Russia, which also does make sense. So again, you get odd rumors. There have been some other rather funny ones too. This is one of my favorite, for example. Johnny Depp fried his brains. Rumors about Depp have been rife throughout the last couple of years. In 2018, Radar Online published a story about Depp frying his brain in a 1,000-degree sauna. 1,000-degree sauna, really. The tabloid seemingly misinterpreted Depp's comment about using saunas. During a previous interview, Depp joked that he cranked up the sauna to about 1,000 degrees. I'm sure all of us have said something like that in the past. And they were like, oh my God, he burned out his brain. I mean, can you imagine what a sauna turned up to some unimaginable temperature would actually do to someone? Not their brain, but their body as well. That's the absurdity to it. But Radar Online, they didn't just take that and run with it. They took it and they made an article about the statement saying, yeah, this is why he has so many problems. There have been other things that were more in line with what we were talking about before, though. Johnny Depp is allegedly dying because of his ex-wife, AH, where in the Globe, they said that friends of Johnny Depp, they were worried that the Pirates of the Caribbean star could die because of excess drinking, and they said that the tabloid noted the ongoing court battle had caused him to become unsteady on his feet, noting that this stuff, it was bringing up undue stress and undue pressure, and it was basically turning to substance abuse again. I could actually see something like that coming up. Again, I wouldn't trust the Globe on anything, but if that were part of the case, you could have it leaning toward the other statements, but the other stuff, that could just be stress as well. Again, don't know for a fact any of that is true. Don't have any idea that it is, but imagine the conditions where we can think that it is. That's the most insane thing about it. It could be true. And if that stuff could be true, something is inherently broken in all of this stuff we talk about. And yeah, it needs some sort of remedy. What is the remedy? I'm not sure. Maybe you have an idea. But anyway, let me know what you think about it. So our book, Another Case for the Littlest Umbrella, It Needs You. We're talking about a Lovecraftian all-ages experience, all ages meaning for everyone, not just for kids, for everyone, wherein Little Umbrella Girl and That Umbrella Guy face off against an ancient threat in this all-new adventure. Now this, it has always been a catalyst for my daughter, 6-year-old, to enjoy comic books. That is who Little Umbrella Girl is. This is her avatar online. And this guy here, yeah, he's just along for the ride as a detective archetype. Now, if you look at some of the things we have in this, one of the things I'm particularly proud of is this. This is her avatar online. This is her actual artwork. We can have something there. We can go out and fight against mainstream corruption, and we can also avoid sponsors while giving this back. If you like this kind of stuff, you want to help out the channel, many different ways to back. Check this stuff out, share it, and as always, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You make this stuff possible. Without you, it doesn't work. Not enough people say it. So again, thank you. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time.